The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
What's going on, everybody? It's Fat Track. You're checking out the Mike and Tony Show. Respect, man.
Welcome, everybody. This is Mike and Tony's Bogus Journey. And I'm joined here with
Tony Theodore Dollar. Yeah, I'm playing along. I'm trying.
And this is Mike.
Yeah.
Theodore Pearce.
Oh, yeah.
It's same middle names. Middle names.
Hey, how about that?
How about that? And we're coming to you live from the year 2224.
Boom.
Boom.
We haven't changed. You look good, buddy.
Dude, it's that robotic body that I finally got, man.
I never knew it would look so realistic.
Yeah, replace all my bones with metal. It's finally happened.
Yeah. So here we sit, buddy. It's a Friday night.
Yes, sir.
We've talked about this before, but never actually followed through and done it. I wanted to do an episode. At least once, maybe twice. Did we do two Tony?
Yeah, we did two Tony
I think
interviews.
we did, yeah. Two Tony interviews, which makes no sense. That percentage is way out of whack because there's two of us.
Yeah.
And there's been two interviews, and 100% have been of me.
Yeah.
So I think everybody wants to know, especially right now, this is a perfect time, even though actually when this gets released, it won't be the case. You're currently off social media.
Yeah.
And everybody's missing Mike Pearce in their day.
Yeah.
So you're just one of my favorite people, like in all seriousness. You're like, I don't know, you don't have, no eye contact. Let's look over here. No, I just think you're a great fucking dude. You're good to everybody. You're always positive vibrations. Troubles are just like, pff, no problem. Just bring on the challenges. So I have a lot of respect for you. I always have. And so I think we should do an interview of you. So I've got a few questions written down.
Oh, snap.
74 to be exact.
75.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like, do we have enough time? Okay.
I told you I need 5 minutes. I wrote 75
That's
questions.
amazing. That's like my fun facts, dude. You're just as good as your fun facts as your
Yeah, don't let me
questions.
forget, too. You got to remember to go to the fun facts today. Love that I write that down after all these years. Don't forget to go to the fun facts.
Fun facts.
Not now.
Yeah.
No music. So let's just start with the basics for listeners. I think most of our listeners know, but where were you born? And you can be super specific and like, where did you grow up and stuff?
Well, I am a Colorado native. Grew up here in Denver. I was born in Denver General. I think it's something else now. Then it's been renamed or whatever. But yeah, I was born, lived in Montbello for most of my life. You know, my mom had me at a very young age. So my mom was just
How old was she?
fresh, brand new 16 when she had me. So babies having babies.
Yeah.
So yeah. And so homeless at the time she was, and, you know, made amends with my grandma, her mom, and then moved back in and lived with her for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. What do you think of, like, since you've been born, like, how many people have flooded into Colorado? Like, what are your thoughts on it? Because you hear it all the time. I hear from a lot of people who are natives who are just like, fucking Texas and California.
Californians.
All these fucking people coming in here. How do you
Taking
actually
our
feel about
jobs. Taking our Colorado jobs.
it? Yeah. California and Texas immigrants.
Riding all our horses out here. Taking up all our guns.
Well, now
all our
Texas
arms.
is coming in too, though, so
Yeah.
they got that vibe too.
No, I think that's what, you know, makes Colorado great, right? Because we have that, it's a welcoming nature, I guess, like here. You know, I haven't seen anybody that's like, just like, oh, fuck, you're from California? Why the fuck are you here?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's stuff
yeah.
like that. It's like, oh, you're from California. Cool. Like,
Right.
you know, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I feel like it's always been like a welcoming thing. You know, people might complain about it, you know, here and
Yeah.
there, like, oh, traffic is stupid. All these Californians here are driving and all, you know, all these
Right.
other people, you know, this and that. But I mean, if you really think about it, like, We're surrounded by shitty states. Sorry. We're a pretty cool state.
Yeah.
Right. We got Wyoming above us. We got Utah to the west of us, and Kansas, Nebraska to the east, and New Mexico, down south. Nothing's really popping. They're not big metropolises, and Denver is that big thing.
Yeah.
In the middle of all that, this little area. So, I don't fault anybody for coming here. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because your co-host is born in California. So
yeah.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory, man. I think I actually had this conversation with somebody recently. I think my favorite childhood memory is just like being with friends, hanging out, playing, basketball late at night, riding bikes,
summertime.
Yeah, summertime.
Yeah.
I was actually saying, like, I remember there's one specific time, I want to say it was like 6th or 7th grade. And I swear to God, like it was bright outside until like 11 p.m. almost, like 10, 11, something stupid.
Yeah.
And that was the rules, right? Like as soon as it got dark, you had to go. Yeah, you had to come home. And so, I remember that specific day playing sardines. Did you ever play sardines when you were a kid?
No, what is that?
So sardines is like you have like one fucking person hides, right? And that person hides, and then everyone else has to go find that person and hide with that person. And so if you find somewhere, you better find a fucking big place where a lot of people can like huddle into you, and the point is to not be the last person, it's to find everybody. So it's like the opposite of like hide and seek, right? So, but it's sardines. So it's fun because
seek or no.
But yeah, it's fun, right? Because you're all trying to keep quiet. Everyone's like, giggling. You're like, he just walked by us.
Which is impossible for young people, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so hard.
He just walked by us. He didn't even see us.
Yeah. And the heart's beating.
Yeah, heart's beating. But yeah, like that. And sports,
Yeah, you were a sports guy.
Yeah, playing sports as a kid and everything like that. And like, with my my stepdad really got me into sports. And, that's what was, I credit him to getting me into basketball, getting me into volleyball and like football. Didn't do too good.
Did you play volleyball?
Yeah, I played
I didn't
volleyball.
know that.
Yeah, for a long time, dude. I
Makes
played
sense.
volleyball, so.
Big tall guys.
Yeah, and so, I did all the sports. But I think my favorite was just, hanging out with friends, and then like hanging out with family, right? My favorite thing with family was to watch Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Sitting there with my family, just like watching Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's awesome. It's the simple things.
Yeah, it is.
I think that really stand out. I'm going to go off script for a second, and I'm just curious, like, you are definitely the most consistently positive person that I know, maybe that I've ever known.
Uh-huh.
Where does that come from? Or like, why, how, like what drives you? Why do you make it? Is it an effort thing to you? Or does it just feel like natural vibe to you? Like what? I don't even know what I'm asking, but you kind of get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just positive all the time. Like I don't like to waste my energy on thinking of negative stuff, Yeah. And it's my whole vibe. I've told you that before. Like, if you can't control it, there's nothing to worry about.
Right.
If there's something you can do about something, then do it. Mm-hmm. Be about it.
Mm-hmm. Or don't accept the situation.
Yeah, don't accept the situation, But, if you're really that worried about it, and if there's something that can be done, just, fucking try to do it, Right. But, yeah, I think I'm just positive just because, like, I don't like that feeling of, like, negativity or anything like that.
Yeah, nobody does, but everybody seems to fall into that thinking pattern, self-included, present company included. But I just love that you're like the go-to for at any time for people too. Also, you're kind of known for like taking people in, whether it's holidays or like whatever it is.
Yeah.
How long have you? When did you start doing that? Or like,
I started doing that when I worked at the University of the Rockies, like right after Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So after we added Jones, we were at the University of the Rockies, and that's when Ashford, University of the Rockies, everything transferred over from California, right? They made their big staple here in Denver. They were downtown Denver in the 16th Street. right where Purple Martini and ESPN Zone used to be.
Yeah.
Over there in that area. But I remember like when it came to holidays, these people, they're in their 20s, dude, and up and decided to move to Colorado. And I really remember, I'm going to go off subject on this one too. I really remember when the first fucking snowstorm hit and all these Californians are out here, specifically San Diegans, right?
Right.
And they're out here and it's like, they have light fucking jackets, they don't have nothing. They're like
my dumbass.
It was like a blizzard too, bro.
Yeah.
That year. But it was funny, but no, I remember specifically Mike Patty that we've had on.
Yeah,
the
he was the
podcast
first
before.
person that popped in my head when you were talking. I remember that he came
And so, I was like, hey, it was Thanksgiving time, and I was like, dang, dude, and this is the thing too, I hadn't even worked there anymore. I only worked there for like a stint of like maybe 6 months.
Okay.
And so from like January to June, something like that, and this is afterwards. And so I kept in contact with all of them and, was talking to them and, the holidays are coming. And for me, holidays are special. It's the time of, you bringing family together, bringing friends together. It's just like large groups. Cause like when I grew up, when my stepdad came into our lives, he had a big family. And that was awesome. So like, awesome. You got to go and do Christmas with cousins and, your uncles and your aunts and your grandparents, and your brothers and sisters and stuff like that. Right. And so, I was like, dang, dude, and now I'm older, I'm like, 20s, late 20s and 30s and stuff. And so they had nowhere to go. And I was like, dang, dude. I was like, you know what? I was like, we'll do Thanksgiving at my house. I was like, we'll have everybody over. I was like, if you guys don't have anywhere to go, just come here. I was like, there's no reason that anybody should be alone at any point in time.
I feel like it's like a scene out of a movie.
Yeah.
After this podcast, somebody's going to write a biography.
But no, I told him, he's like, you guys know, come to my house. I was like, I was like, I'm a great cook. I think I made a smoked turkey that year too. So I smoked it. But yeah, so, I was like, come over. It's like, meet the fam, like I'll have some of my family over and, I'll have other friends that'll come over too. And so, yeah, it was just, that is what started it all. And a majority of them showed up, like a lot of them showed up. And I remember Patty always to this day, he said something to me like recently, like a few months ago. And he was like, he goes, I'll always remember that. He goes, you didn't have to offer it to us. He goes, but you did. And he goes, it made me feel like family. He's like, because I didn't have anywhere to go that year. And he's like, I would have just been hanging out at my house by myself.
Dude, and for every story like Patty's, there's 1,000 of those, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably way more than 1,000,
yeah.
I bet, in your life, if you just add up all the years
that
you've been the way that you are.
Yeah. And so every year I do offer that. Say, if you don't have anywhere to go, come to my house. Christmas, Thanksgiving, all those kind of holidays, if there's, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling down, even if it's not a holiday, I'll hang out, just call me and let me know. But, we've always offered that. And I always offer my New Year's, DD for people, my New Year's Eve DD. So anybody that's like super drunk or anything like that, I always say, I'll come pick you up. Don't try to drive yourself drunk. If you can't afford to get an Uber or you lost your fucking wallet or some shit,
Call Mike Pearce.
Yeah, call Mike Pearce. I'll come pick you up. Because, I always remember Michael Smith. We would joked around and I was like, yeah, man, because it's cheaper to rent a helicopter than to get a DUI. So if you're going to go ahead and get a DUI, you might as well just fucking go buy a helicopter and start riding around in that because it's going to cost you just
have
as
somebody
much.
Pick you up tonight, so you don't.
So and it's happened. I've actually picked up people, before.
I love that.
And I've actually picked up not random people that I've known randomly downtown. I was just downtown, and I think I was coming out of a Nuggets game, and Bill and Andrea from Remcad. We're walking down the street drunk, and I remember I was at the stoplight, and they're all, Pearce, because you cannot miss my car.
Yeah.
You can't miss the Minion Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
For sure.
It's a fucking Minion on it. It's bright yellow. There's lights everywhere. It's lifted. And so they said, Pierce, oh my God. And like waved me down. And they were like, can you give us a ride?
What are the odds?
I was like, hop in. Yeah, come on in. We'll go. I'll take you home. So, but yeah, so no, again, I don't think anybody should be alone on the holidays.
I think that's cool, man. And I think because it's interesting to me that you're somebody that is, and I don't think of as being like particularly religious.
No.
You know what I mean? Spiritual, sure.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting to me because there's a lot of people that I've known that are very religious. And I just don't, you're like, man, why do you treat people like that? Or like, why don't you embrace the positive in that way when you're representing something like that? So it just goes to show that I just really think all humans have that potential, and you don't have to have a religion. You don't have to have something like that to be a wonderful person and to love on people. Because so much of it, like you talk about it like it's second nature, but I think so many of us have like our own agendas all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas you're always willing to just drop everything, whatever somebody needs, and just go serve them. And I think personally that leads to a way happier life for a human being. So, and for you, that's just intrinsic, I guess. It's just part of your DNA. That's just how you've always been. Were you like that as a kid? You're always this guy? Did something happen and you snapped and was like, no more negativity?
No, I think I've always been like the glue of like my friends too, right? I keep everybody together. I keep everybody in contact with everybody still, I'm like the
this
center.
Podcast is fueled by your connections.
But no, like I was telling my friend Sarah, like my stepdad is what I attribute to like being a man, because, he came into our lives and, we're, my mom and dad got divorced very early when I was like 6 years old. My brother was 4, and then it was just us for a while. My mom was a single mom, and then she met my stepdad in like third grade, and then like started this dating off and on, and then they finally got married, and then like it was nice to see like being a mama's boy. It was nice to see like a man love my mom.
Yeah.
And treat her with respect.
Yeah.
And it's always been something that like I looked up to with him, and something that he like, he and that's how his dad was. So again, he's my stepdad, but I call him like my dad.
For sure.
But that's how my grandpa was. He was always willing to help out anybody. Whatever they needed, he'd help them out, So
you're a product of a long line.
Yeah. So it's just product of generations of
that's so neat, man.
That. So
it's neat how we are that, right?
Yeah,
we're continuations of the generations that come before us.
But it was like my grandpa, he was like, I am like my grandpa, whereas like he knew everybody, and so he always like, if you needed something, he's like, oh, I know somebody that does that, and I remember him always doing that, like I know somebody that does that, and I can do that for you. I can get somebody in contact with you, stuff like that, and
that's
it kind of like skipped my my dad, but he still had that that good person in him, and willing to show us things. And
gotcha.
And I remember like growing up, even simple things like learning how to drive. He wasn't like overly like zealous or like like controlling. My dad would legit get in the passenger seat, go like open up a paper, and he's like, all right, let's go. And I was like, oh man,
yeah,
he's not even watching, just like, so, but yeah, no, I think it wasn't an event. I think it's just my stepdad that came into our lives and, showed me how to like be a man.
That was going to be one of the questions.
No.
Well, I mean, maybe it's a different answer, but I think like who would be your number one inspiration? Is that?
I guess, I mean,
it might be a different question.
My inspiration evolves from everybody. I think I always say that I'm a product of everybody that's in my life.
That's true.
So I'm influenced by, people.
I didn't know you were a guru. I'm just finding out tonight. We should have interviewed you a long time ago.
No, I think that everyone has a quality in themselves that you kind of adopt, I've always liked music, but like, I think with you, I started to like acoustic music, and I started to like, raw music down to like nothing.
Yeah.
like acoustic series and stuff like that.
Yes.
And then, like Bruce Leroy, right? With him, I think it was like that love for like family and like how much he cares like for his dad and for his mom and stuff like that too. And so keep them all close and everything. But and then Fran, probably obviously the fitness kind of aspect and everything.
Right.
And even just recently, my friend Sarah, the whole CrossFit thing, attributing to that too. So I think I am a product of my friends and my family.
That's probably true of all of us.
Yeah.
And the thing is too, you choose to keep good company, which makes me curious. Like, how do you handle when people are just shitheads? Do you just get them out of your life? Do you work with them? Do you find the positive in them somehow? How do you deal with that?
I think those kind of people kind of work themselves out of your life.
If you're a certain way, right?
If you're a certain way, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and it's like, and that hasn't happened like very often, with me, but there's definitely been some occasions where people, try to take advantage, or just, shitty in nature, over time. And it's just like, they kind of weed themselves out. They get it.
Yeah.
And then, they
just sort of exit your life.
They just kind of go out.
They take the next off ramp.
Yeah.
Out of the mic, off the mic freeway.
Yeah.
Do you think if you could, or maybe you already have thought about this, do you have a motto for life? Like if you had like a short, succinct. Yeah. Have you ever thought about that? Or you could even think of it.
I think this is things what I always say is just don't worry about the things you can't control.
That 100%.
Yeah.
That's a big thing that I take from you that I try to implement in my life because I get stuck in negative cycles and I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Where you just a few things go wrong, hit you the wrong way. Maybe you're not eating right. Maybe you didn't sleep good last night. Whatever it is. Maybe somebody pissed you off. Maybe somebody hurt you. Like whatever it is. People are going through stuff. And so that's why I think what makes it so amazing. It sounds so simple coming out of your mouth when you talk about it. And I even remember situations where we talked about work all the time. And you forget, like, just because you're positive, and maybe this happens to you a lot. Do you get perceived a lot as like, you don't have that many problems?
Yeah.
Like, easy to say, buddy. My sister did, this happened to me. This happened to me.
Yeah.
Right. I bet you get that.
Yeah.
And because I never meant to do it to you, but like I would talk about work, like, bro, my job different. You know what I'm saying? I'm a teacher, but then I realized that, you're going through the same shit like everybody is.
Yeah.
But also specifically you.
Yeah.
And realizing it was a reflective moment for me, not just about myself, but also about you. I was like, man, that's something to take from somebody.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's like, there are definitely times in life where things are down and like they're pretty shitty, but again, just kind of stay positive with it and stuff like that. But, I think as of recently, how do we talked, done like, therapy and gone to therapists and talked about, like things because there's only so much like, I don't want to say necessarily positivity that you can do without kind of like breaking down finally and just be like, oh man, like here's the way to the world.
You think everybody has probably a point?
Yeah. Someone always has a point, and it's just, he probably catches you at different points in times of life.
Yeah.
So, but, I remember who was it? Someone was specifically was like, oh man, I thought everything was going all right with you and this and that and I was like, nah, man, that's like, it's just, I'm not trying to, push that out there, dwell on it or anything like that. I was like, shitty things happen, but it's not going to be shitty forever. I was like, it's only going to be shitty forever if I let it be shitty forever.
Mm-hmm.
So
control what you can.
Yeah.
What you can't.
Yep.
Damn.
But no, and then that's another thing too. Like I remember recently is like, someone was asking me, is like, you don't think about it, I was like, but how many times in this person said, how many times have people ask you how you're doing?
Right.
And I was like, not very often actually, because I'm always asking, how people are doing and this and that. And,
interesting.
But it's never like, how are you doing, Mike? Kind of a thing, because I think it's that same thing, like you said, the positivity and like the being friendly and everything like that. But yeah.
I think there's something core about who you are too that is always sort of focused outward rather than inward. Because that's been a big thing, speaking of therapy, that I've talked about with my anxiety is like a really self-focused thing, which I struggle with, and a lot of people do. But for you, I think so much of it is that's the secret of like when you are having anxiety, and it's like to get out of yourself and stop worrying about how you're being perceived or what's happening or what you're doing or what problem you have in your life, and focus outward. And there seems to be a natural just calming of your, your demeanor and everything.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I love it. What would you want to be like your legacy? Like what do you want to be maybe remembered for, or what do you want to leave behind in the world, or like your imprint of your life? What do you want that to be?
This is a funny question because we're talking about we're here in the future in 2224.
Yeah, and it's already your legacy is well established.
And we're talking about Bill and Ted, right? And it's like be excellent to each other.
Yeah,
that's what they say. Be excellent to each other.
Yeah, that's a good way.
And so I don't know. It's like I think a long time ago I saw that one Instagram reel that said, your kids will remember you, and your grandkids will remember you, but then your great grandkids won't really remember you, and then their kids won't remember you, and this and that, and so it kind of just like fades away. And so I don't know if I would say like there's one thing that I want. My legacy is just to to not be shitty to people, not to be shitty to each other.
Yeah, so you're not so concerned about the long term. You're like, it's eventually all gonna.
Yeah,
nobody's gonna remember us eventually.
Eventually, nobody's gonna remember us. Yeah.
So it's just really about
except for now, because we are on a podcast, and these are going to be recorded for history
for all of eternity,
years and eternity until aliens are going to be catching this later on, or they might even be catching it right now. I mean, because we're broadcasting to multiple universes at this point in time.
Yeah. Well, and you know what's interesting about that when you say that about the future is there's a lot of people that are concerned about like people in like movies and stuff on how they're saving shit because technology's changing so fast. They're like, how quickly is this going to be impossible to access?
Yeah.
Like we're going to have to like go to some old ass piece of equipment to access it, and there's like people working on ways to convert shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, we went to Shabeens, Shabeens in Aurora.
I feel like
the Irish pub.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I played a show there, or maybe
probably
Freshie did.
I know Freshie has for sure.
Yeah,
I know Fresh because we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
But Shabeens, like we went there for St. Patty's Day, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the people that were on stage, Dollar, they said we have tapes and CDs available. I was like,
dude, it is 22:24.
How do you have tapes still, bro? And even that, CDs, right? Like CDs is a stretch, but how the fuck do you have tapes still, dude?
Maybe I give people grace, musicians grace, because I think people just want to put something physical in somebody's hand.
Well, I mean, Cassidy had talked about that before, right? And saying he likes to give. He got back to wanting to give that physical copy to people.
Yeah, I get it. It's just got to be sort of, in my opinion, it's sort of a lost custom.
Yeah.
Like you can always continue to do stuff like that, but it's going away. Even like right now, like in my math classes, we're doing all paper this year.
Yeah.
Sorry, trees. Sorry. Not sorry to the Oregon Lumberjacks who we are financing.
Yeah.
And my friend Bill at work said that. I was like, that's so funny. Because we burn through so much paper. But I think in the future, that's going to be done, dude.
Yeah.
It's not the future. There's not going to be physical things are going away. It's all going to be in the computer world.
You know what I've seen less of actually nowadays is the street artists, the rappers.
Oh yeah.
Like
back in the day, you said?
Yeah, because remember back in the day, it was like, "Yo, man, you check out this CD, check out this song, you want to listen to this?" They used to hand out their CDs.
When
like,
was I in New York?
$5, $5.
22?
Yeah.
23?
Yeah.
22.
Someone was still doing it.
Yeah, there was a dude. I got a CD but I made the. Remember, I think I told it on the podcast. Yeah. I made the dude work for it. I was like, "Yo, I got to hear it. I'm not just gonna buy a CD.
Yeah.
You seem nice.
Yeah,
but,
No.
Okay. Speaking of New York, actually, I did want to ask you about 9/11. Where were you? How old were you? What were you doing?
I was 19 years old. I was at home asleep.
We were both asleep.
My mom called me. And because I didn't have a class until later on. I was at Community College of Aurora. I didn't have a class till later on, And she was all, "Are you watching television right now?" I was like, "No, I'm asleep. I'm laying in bed right now."
Yeah.
And go upstairs. And I remember turning on to the news and watching the news. And as I was watching the news, I saw
Shut the fuck
the
up.
second plane hit.
Pierce, I was just going to say how we're always on the same wavelength.
Are you serious? Is that what happened to you?
That's my fucking story. I was older than you, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still, I guess forever I'm older than you. Still, I'm older than you. How old are we right now, by the way? So I'm like, I guess it would be I'm 245.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, I told you I was going to live to 350. Dude.
No, dude, it's exactly the same. I was living in Arcata, California. I was going to school at Humboldt State. I was asleep. My roommates are the ones who woke me up.
Okay.
Caught me in. I was like, I remember being bleary-eyed and like, what the fuck's going on? You got to see this. And walked up. And as I walked up to the TV, I was like looking at it and I was like, what the fuck? Oh, they blew up. And right then, boom, the second one. I saw the same as you.
Damn,
that's crazy. Wow, we did. We were
to be, darling.
We were. That was this for the listeners. This is way before we knew each other.
Yeah, way.
I was 21.
Yeah, I was 19. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Complicated math.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So
Yeah. What was it like where you were at? How did people react? Community college of where? What did you say?
Community College Aurora.
Aurora.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So CCA here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because now I oversee, that.
Hilarious. God, life's funny. As the years go by, you look back at shit. That's so funny. Would you have ever thought, can you imagine back then? That Mike, that 19-year-old Mike, knowing like one day you're going to oversee like so much of this, that you're a student right now.
Yeah, I'm a student, but
crazy.
Later on, I'm just going to be over all these community colleges. Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro, you made it.
But no, so yeah, I was, and I also, again, I had class and I also worked that night because I was also working at Costco. And I just remember like people like, oh my God, I have family and this and that. And and so I was like, wow, it's wild.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy thing. And then everything that followed. Rogan always talks about this, and I think it's a really good point, though. It does seem like a time when everybody was united, especially when you look where we are right now as a country, politically.
It was,
it was a different time. Like everybody came together. It didn't matter your ethnicity. It didn't matter your religion. It didn't matter your political views. Like everybody was like, yo, bro, somebody had the nerve to hit us hard like that. Like our civilians, not our military.
Yep.
Our fucking
regular
civilians.
Ass people.
Yeah. So people really came together.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on conspiracy stuff? I feel like we've talked about this, but it's been probably years since we've.
I think there's some conspiracies out there.
Yeah.
I definitely think we're hiding some alien shit. Technologies.
Yeah.
Ships,
I would love.
like
I would have framed that question. That's a bigger question. Actually, we should totally ask you that question. No, but I mean around 9/11 specifically. What do you think of the stuff that's out there about how the buildings fell? Yada yada.
How they were so like crumpled down. And
Yeah.
jet fuel doesn't burn metal like that. This and that. And well, I mean, obviously it did. Like I saw the fucking plane go inside of the, and that was back in the day. That was some live ass shit. Like
that's so funny that I never even thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Like how the fuck could it? Like I watched it happen.
Yeah, I watched the plane go in there. I watched it happen.
Oh, I guess the idea would be that they were behind the plane going into it, but then they had stuff already planned to collapse the building,
make it all come down,
like an inside job.
But I mean, think about it. Like if fucking playing Jenga, and if you take out the top part of the Jenga, if it falls down, the rest of the thing is going to fall down too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That Jenga tower's coming down, dude.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
yeah, interesting. That's so funny how parallel our stories are.
Yeah,
at that time, that really is crazy.
Yeah.
What's your morning routine look like? What time you get up? What do you do first? Order of operations in the morning.
Order of operations.
And then also maybe for the whole day, I guess, because everybody's different. I know you don't work out in the mornings, right?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm a nighttime workouter.
Yeah. So talk to me about your morning.
So I get up at 5:30 every morning, shower, get ready, get dressed, get the breakfasts and the lunches.
Yeah, the multiple breakfasts.
The breakfasts and the lunch ready.
Yeah.
For the day. And, if I'm going into the office or something like that, if I'm at home, then it's just, rolling out of bed and walking over to the, to the office, right? Over there. But, I start work bright and early at 7. you know, and I go throughout my day till, 4 o'clock. And, after that, generally probably just, hanging out with Callie, doing homework or trying to help out with homework whenever she needs it. Because now she's getting to that age where it's like, I don't need help with homework.
I got this.
Yeah, she does it.
She's super smart.
Yeah, she just goes in her room and does her stuff, and then hang out for a little bit, and then, eat dinner at 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then after dinner, it's 7 o'clock, and now I'm going to the gym and working out. And I go to the gym from 7 to 9-ish. And then after I'm done, come, full circle, just kind of winding down the day. And I've been, again, since no social media lately, it's nothing to really look at my phone. I'll play, a little bit of chess before, but I always try to make sure I don't look at the phone 30 minutes before I go to sleep.
Good move, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, basically it's my routine. I do eat multiple times throughout the day.
What time do you crash out? Because I know you don't sleep a lot.
Yeah, it takes me a while. So, like I said, I wind down and I lay there. And I just lay there.
And so this probably is not at all a technology thing.
Yeah.
Because now you're off social media and stuff, so you're not really on technology at
No.
night. And it's still the same.
I think it's just
how you're
how
built.
I am, dude. Just like how I'm built, dude.
Different.
Yeah. Because if I do, so let's say I do fall asleep early. That means I'm waking up early. And that's what,
Is that what happens to you?
that's what people always say. Like they joke around that like I'm a fucking battery. That once I'm fully charged, like Mike is awake.
It's interesting.
And then it's like, oh great, I'm awake now.
That's so crazy. I wake up same time no matter what.
Yeah.
Same time no matter what. But it can shift. Like if I shift my habits, like I'm shifting to an earlier wake up time right now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if I go to bed early, late.
Yeah.
I'll wake up at that time. Sometimes I will stir a little early, like if I go to bed super early or something like that.
Yeah. But then I'm, fucking 40 years old, dude. So I wake up at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, well, on the Aura ring, it tells you that. It says that, like, because I look for that for like different reasons, like your sleep quality and amount that you need. As you get older, it goes down.
Yeah, and
so it's just like you're not going to sleep as good. You're not going to sleep as long. It's just part of life. It seems like, to a certain extent.
Because like my recoveries are ridiculous. Like I'll get like 3-4 hours of sleep. And then my recovery is still like 80%.
Bro, I think mine's been awful.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's ridiculous.
That's great that yours is so good. So my sleep scores are like generally better than yours, I think.
Yeah.
Not by a ton, but they're better.
Yeah. But my mental recovery, dude, is usually like 80%, 90% all the time. Every day.
Mine is usually better than my sleep, but not much. So like today, my sleep score was 73.
Okay.
And my readiness score, which is the equivalent of that thing, is 77.
Okay.
It's not great.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm not working out at all, buddy.
Yeah.
Fucking one workout this week so far. And it's Friday.
So like last night, I didn't sleep very much. I did 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah.
4 hours of sleep last night.
My sleep score was 42. I had a 42 sleep score.
Mike Pierce.
You want to hear my mental recovery is 84%. I'm telling you, Dollar, I am a sleepless elite, bro. That lady and you guys said I wasn't a sleepless elite. I'm 81%. Recovery.
Well, because I'm thinking it's a sleep score. I want to Google that shit and figure out, like, does Aura have a way to identify those people? Or will it just be weird? It's going to give you a shit score, but meanwhile your body, it's like, oh, your body's nice and recovered.
Yeah, my brain is like,
your score's fucking, you're failing. You have a 42, right? But you're like, and do you feel great? Or you just feel the same every morning?
Yeah,
you've said that before.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. Maybe you really are.
Yeah,
you really are.
I'm telling you, Dollar.
Oh, that sucks then, because I'm fucked. Because then that means I'm the one who's really not. And has been doing it his whole life. It's so bad for you.
Yeah,
so bad for you.
So no, I mean, again, I'm one of those people that are just in my routine. Like, I'm good with routine.
You're a creature of habit.
Yeah, I'm a good creature of habit. I eat the same thing every morning.
Yep.
My first and second breakfast. Lunch is different because it's usually like leftovers from like the day before.
There's a lot of comparisons to The Rock for you, obviously. Yeah. But I was just listening to him talk about his habits, and he's the same way.
Yeah.
Same way. Just a creature of habit. He's like, I eat the same thing.
Yeah.
Over and over and over.
Because like I said, I attribute it to, like, where I don't actively count macros to the T, right? But I do know roughly like what I'm going to eat throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
And then, what dinner looks like.
Right.
Stuff like that. So, still trying to be health conscious with things, but I'm not like restricting myself to like, oh, that has too much fat in it, or anything.
We're slowly realizing how much that fucks everything up.
Yeah.
Being too restrictive.
Yeah.
That's very cool, man.
Yeah.
It's like little things about you I know, but I don't spend a lot of time thinking about. That's interesting.
It's so funny because like I said, I'm a creature of habit when it comes to that stuff, but like I'm a bad procrastinator.
Yeah,
I'm a procrastinator, dude.
I know this.
Like it'll get done. Trust me, it'll get done. It's not going to get done when you want me to do it. It's going to get done when I get to it.
Yeah.
I get to it when I get to it.
Yeah.
But it'll always get done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's like with school.
Yeah. You hit the deadlines.
Yeah. I hit the deadlines. I'm like, this has to be, we got to turn this in at midnight. All right, let's get this paper started.
Honey, it is 10:28. Yeah. Be fine. All right. It's going to be okay. Yeah. I've had to adopt more of that in my life being a teacher. It's just crazy all the time. It's not procrastination. It's that you have, like somebody came into me today and said, so-and-so directed me to you to have my debrief meeting. I was like, have a seat. Put my stuff away. Like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. So sometimes you have to be able to wing it in life.
I guess not necessarily procrastination. I'm just pretty laid back, I guess. Pretty chill.
You don't feel a need to have everything organized and done early. And yeah. I don't know.
I live by the edge of my seat dollar by the something by my pants.
What did we used to say back in the day? We had these conversations where you'd wing it. I think is what we said back.
Flying by the seat of my pants or something.
To me, that's where the excitement is in life. Like all the preparation that you can do. And it's in an analogy in teaching because you do all this planning and you write all this beautiful shit, and then reality smacks you in the fucking face, and you're dealing with reality. And in reality, you're gonna have to pivot. You're gonna have to do something different. You can try something different, and you're gonna have to be in the moment. And I think the best part about it is to enjoy the moment.
Yeah,
right. You seem like you enjoy the moment, and you seem very in the present.
Yeah,
yeah.
And that's I think one of the things that I always think about too is Bill Gates. How he used to say that he likes to hire the laziest people.
Because, remind me.
Bill Gates used to say he used to.
I remember that.
Want to hire the laziest people because they found the easiest way to do the work.
Oh, right.
They found the workarounds and the things to do it and
efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's because in American culture there's like certain values placed on us that are supposed to be like good, right? Yeah. And that's not always following the leader. I think
I'm a European lifestyle dollar because I'm like chilled and laid back and like No, I don't take naps.
Drink tea,
but I do drink tea. But I think I'm just like that chill. Like, all right, well, first half of the morning is done. All right, on to the second. It's like
That's why we offset each other so well. I'm flying a million miles an hour and feeling stressed. If you could start a rumor about yourself, nobody was going to ever find out it was you. What rumor would you start about yourself?
What rumor would I start about myself?
Yeah.
Maybe like I was like an ex Golden Gloves boxer or something.
That's a great one. No one will mess with you.
You like look at it and it's like, man, I can see it.
I can see, dude. Oh, and people would say that.
Yeah,
I would say that.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I don't remember it, but I guess everybody's saying it, Pierce. I don't know. I don't know who started the rumor.
Well, it was like back in the day they used to say like, we used to have a Colorado Rockies hockey team.
Really?
And that was we used to have.
They were called the Rockies.
They were called the Colorado Rockies, and then they got sold. They got.
Was it Colorado or Denver or?
Yeah, it was here in Denver. Yeah,
Colorado Rockies. It
was the Colorado Rockies.
Wow.
And their hockey team, and so they got sold. Not sold. They moved, and their present day they're called the New Jersey Devils.
No.
And so that's the thing. Like, so when it happened, they were so pissed off. Like that they like shredded documents. They got rid of like basically all evidence of the Colorado Rockies existed.
Why? Because they wanted to do the baseball team?
No, just because like the owner was upset and he was like, "I'm getting rid of everything. We're in New Jersey. We're this and that, right?" And the camera's going crazy right now. But like they got rid of it. So that was the joke for the longest time. Like you could say, yeah, I used to play for the Colorado Rockies hockey team. Because there would be no way to.
They erased the record, so you can't find it.
There would be no way to prove anybody wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm not that old.
There's 3,700 of us.
But I'm not old enough to say that I played for the Colorado Rockies hockey team.
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's some Denver native knowledge shit right there.
yeah. So
How long ago was that? In the 80s or something? 90s?
70s.
70s.
Yeah.
Wow. Long fucking time ago.
So, but yeah, I'd probably say I was a boxer.
That would be the rumor you would start. That's so good. I didn't even think about that one, but that's a great answer. If you could be any animal, real or mythical or whatever, you
Yeah.
can even invent a creature.
Yeah.
If you had to be something else in a different life, maybe a different universe, what would you be?
Fucking gorilla. I
Immediately.
already know that, yeah, dude. Fucking
A gorilla.
dude.
Yeah.
Eating fucking plants and shit, and just being jacked and just being like apex predator. That's apex predator, dude.
Yeah.
You know, that thing fears nothing,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Like a rhino. Like a rhino fears fucking nothing.
Of course.
You know, what's attacking a rhino? Like a big lions and shit, you know, or
they
getting
trying?
baby rhinos, right? Maybe they'll get baby
Sure,
rhinos, stuff like that. But a
babies.
full ass grown rhino,
Oh, no.
no, nobody's fucking with
They're
that.
scary as fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw a
Or
video.
a hippo. Like hippos don't give a
They're
fuck.
worse because they're aggressive.
Yeah. So hippos don't give a fuck who you are.
And aren't they like alligators? Like they have a ton of fucking pressure in their
mouth
jaws.
too. And they can
Oof.
swim fucking fast.
Oof. Dude,
Yeah.
I saw a video today of an elephant.
No.
Damn near. It didn't fully flip it over, but it damn near flipped over a bus.
Oh jeez.
Because it was like, or a truck. It wasn't a bus. It was
Yeah.
a big diesel type of truck, and it was pulling up to it, and the elephant just was like not having it. It was like bruh, and like scooped it, lifted it up like way up in the air, and then just dropped it. It was all bong bong like bouncing. And it kind of like the video ended, but they for sure could have just knocked that thing over and wiped out that
Yeah. No, I'd be
bus.
gorilla, dude.
gorilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long do they live? I wonder. How long does a gorilla live?
Yeah, like 30 years.
Is that right?
I think something like that, right?
Somebody who's been doing fun facts for years. I feel like you would. Let's see. How?
Gorilla life expectancy.
Yeah.
There's somebody right now that's looking it up.
35 to 40 years.
Yeah, see?
Look at that. Chimpanzees, 39 years old. Apes, 35 to 40. I'm sorry, not apes. Gorillas, 35 to 40 specifically. Yeah. Can a gorilla live for 100 years? No. Oh, zoo gorillas. Interesting. Don't most animals that live in zoos live shorter lives?
In captivity, yeah. I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
They live longer, according to that random Google site that I just popped up, and I really don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Since you are such a creature of habit, if you had to be stuck on a desert island or whatever, and you had one type of food for the rest of your life, what would it be? The only thing
Man.
you can eat the rest of your life?
This has changed because I think I remember somebody asked me that before, and I said ramen fucking noodles, instant noodles, right?
Yeah.
You can eat instant noodles all the time. But like, oh man, I don't know. Like,
I know,
like
it's
is
hard.
one thing?
Yeah.
Like, is it one meal or is it one food? Like, we're talking like it's a.
Let's here to get at the root of this question. Let's make it so that you get exactly the nutrients you need. So you're going to be jacked every day. It's exactly the amount of calories, exactly the amount of whatever. But this is the future. It's 22. So this is the way it is now.
Yeah.
Pierce. You can only when you have it.
One freeze dried tablet of.
One what?
One freeze dried tablet of.
Right. Basically, but it's a food, and you have to eat it like 3 meals a day, whatever. But it's just one food, and that's just how it is now. We ran out of food. They had to come up with this manufactured way to give you whatever the fuck you want, but it's the one thing, and it's all you eat, and you get all your nutrients from it.
Yeah.
So that's not an issue. What is the food?
Burritos.
Burritos. That's fuck. You have the best answers. What kind of burritos?
Breakfast burritos.
You're the man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Do you like Santiago's?
It's a love-hate relationship with Santiago's.
Really?
Because they're so very inconsistent. So very inconsistent. Like,
Okay.
you know me, I like hot food, right? But there'll be times where you get the hot
Yeah.
and it's not that hot,
Oh, I see.
you know? And then there'll be other times like where you get fucking mild. It's like, you know, if I, go to work and there's a Santiago's by work and, Fran's there and I'll get a couple of burritos for us and Fran's a weenie, he's Nicaraguan. oh, we don't eat spicy food, bro. And so I get him a mild.
I remember that. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I remember I got him a mild, and mine was hot, and he got a mild. He's like, bro, this is fucking hot, bro. I was like, what are you talking about? No, it's mild, dude. And like I took a bite of his burrito. I was like, no, dude, this is not hot. This is hot. And then he took a bite of mine. He's like, God damn it. He's like, fucking hot,
would he
bro.
do that?
Yeah.
Why would he take a bite of yours after that?
So, but they're just inconsistent on their stuff.
Okay with that. But the quality is pretty consistent, no? It's
The
always
quality
good
is
food.
Yeah,
but,
it's always good.
But
the chips and salsa at Santiago's is pretty good.
best in.
If you've ever got like chips and salsa from Santiago's, it's really good.
I never have. It's always been breakfast burritos.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I've ever
Chips and
gotten.
salsa is really good there.
Oh, good to know.
I wanted to do. Not wanted to. I still want to. I want to do like a mini podcast series of me trying the different free chips and salsas throughout the state.
Let's do it.
And like ranking them.
Let's do it, bro. Do a spinoff. I'll produce it for you. Just you and a camera and a fucking
The camera's
mic,
like there, just
and just doing it up, talking
Eating
about
the
whatever
chips
the
and
hell you
salsa.
want. That's
And
a
then-
great idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
chips and salsa.
Okay.
That's what I call it.
Okay. So burritos.
Burritos.
I love that.
Yeah.
You have to describe yourself in one word.
Describe myself in one
One word.
word.
You're doing really well with these super hard questions, by the way. These are super hard. Most people would get really stumped. The fact that you come up with answers is amazing.
Describe myself in one word.
It's not really a fair question.
I would say positive. Right? I guess.
For sure. It's not enough, right?
Yeah.
One word's never enough to describe a human being. That's kind of a
What
ridiculous
one
concept.
word is for me then? From you?
And now I'm going to bias because you said positive.
Yeah.
If I had to describe Mike Pearce in one word,
Or I actually have a good one. A better than positive.
okay.
If I describe myself in one word, I would say I'm a friend. Friend.
Yeah. Trying to think of a word like the first one. I'm like compassionate's coming to mind, but it's beyond. It's compassion with action attached to it. Like you really do care about everybody, and you care about it, friends staying together. You care about the good of the group.
Yeah.
all of that. So caring's a little soft. Well, compassionate, I guess I have to go with. Which is funny. I have a song called Compassion.
Yeah.
It's a big thing to me. It's a big thing to me. Hell yeah. When you were growing up, what was it that you envisioned? Did you have a dream job as a child? Where you're like,
yeah, multiple jobs, right? As you're a kid, you're like,
yeah.
I wanted to be like a firefighter. And I was like, oh man, that'd be cool. And then he was like, what? Oh my gosh, that's dangerous. You're like, dang, dude. And then I wanted to be a stuntman. And I was like, wait, if I don't want to be a fucking firefighter, I don't want to be a stuntman.
Yeah. Then you're not helping. I mean, you're entertaining, I guess. But.
Yeah. And then I wanted to be an architect. And I was like, fuck, it's math. Like, dude, I don't want to do that. And like, here I am doing math for a fucking living now.
You seem like you really know yourself, though.
But yeah.
You like know when you're like, oh, I want to do this. I don't. That no.
Well, then I wanted to be a lawyer, right? And so, like, when I was at CCI, I was taking like Intro to Business, Business Law 2. Like, I was taking all those courses, and then I was like, wait, I have to go to school for how long? Damn, bro, nah.
Right.
So,
Did I tell you we have a doctor that works at my school?
oh yeah,
He's legit PhD, not PhD, medical
doctor,
trained medical doctor.
oh
Yeah, pretty crazy.
yeah.
Teaching middle school, huh?
What does he teach?
Science.
Like biology and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. It's wild though.
Yeah.
It's wild that you're just like, whoa, why are you here? Like, why would you
Seems
do this?
A little bit lower than you there.
You must really want this. So welcome.
It's for the kids.
Fucking couch guy. I hope you're listening, buddy. Where the hell are you? He's vanished from our life over here. The empty spot where couch guy was. The ironic thing is he left his microphone.
Yeah, like he was going to return.
Like he was coming right back. Right.
It's been here for 200 years now, and
don't you follow him on Stitch and stuff like that? Do you or no?
Well,
So I
no,
wonder if he can't be streaming
no.
because we got his microphone.
Yeah.
So if you're out there listening, couch guy, come back to us. I'm going to keep the microphone until then. I might do another episode with it. I did 2 already. So just so you know, those are cool microphones.
Yeah.
But I like ours. I like the Sennheisers.
Yeah.
I just like it's got a fullness to the sound.
Or sexy sounding.
Sexy sound. Okay, no. I'm not going to do that. What do you say, Pierce? Well, no, hold on. I have to think if I have a couple more things I might wanted to ask you. I imagine you're a person who has no regrets, right? Or do you have regrets? Maybe I shouldn't assume that.
Actually, we were talking about this recently too with a friend, and
awesome.
I think the only regret that comes to me is like maybe I should have had more than one kid. Like I love Callie.
Really?
You know, like I love her to death. Obviously, everybody knows.
Yeah.
I love her to death.
Yeah.
But like you know, they go to fight like a boy, you know, or you know another girl.
Yeah.
You know, just I don't know.
I can see that.
I think I can manage multiple kids.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
I think personally,
Yeah.
I think you could be a teacher.
Yeah.
When you know what you would be amazing at? Being a dean.
A dean?
Like at my school, like at a middle school or something like that. Just being a dean. It's the best job, right?
Yeah.
But it's all about relationship building, but you got to kind of, you got to lay down the law sometimes. But I think you can. I know you could do that. You were my boss.
Yeah.
I remember the one time you had to lay down the law. I was like, oh, he does have that gear.
Yeah.
When he needs that gear, he can go to it. That's interesting. Yeah. For me, it's I wish I studied earlier,
Studied earlier. Yeah.
Wish I did what I was supposed to do
Yeah.
earlier. I told you I didn't want to put this together in 5 minutes. I feel like there's things I'm missing. So just like there was 2 Tony interviews.
Yeah.
Maybe there's going to be a second one. As well.
Part 1 and part 2.
Yeah. Because I'm fucking up the podcast trying to just improvise after I already asked you 39 questions. So what do you say, Pierce? It's time to go to those fun facts.
Yeah. So again, if you are still hearing this 200 years from now, you can always join the fun facts. Again, it's easy to join. It's the Mike and Tony Show. Mike and Tony Show at gmail.com. Or again, go to our website. Go there, play around, look at some episodes, look at some pictures. We got to put more pictures up there, $1. We got to get some more recent stuff.
Yeah, it's not updated.
Yeah, but
we have life. You know what I mean? We got kids, we got families, we're working all the time. This is just fucking shits and giggles.
This is between us and you guys out there.
Yeah.
We do this for you.
Just a fly on the wall.
We do this for the kids and the grown-ups.
Yeah, the kids and the grown-ups. And everything in between.
And everything in between.
Teenagers, adolescents.
This one here. After Michael Jordan scored a career high of 69 points in one game, his teammate Stacey King said, "I'll always remember the night that Michael Jordan and I combined a score of 70 points."
Yeah. That's a great quote.
Like, oh, really? Yeah, I had 1 point. I had a free throw.
Michael Jordan, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
That's wild.
Dude. Could take over a game. The UPS one to me was really crazy. UPS was started by 2 teenagers with 1 bicycle and $100 borrowed from a friend.
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. Well, those like stories, right? Those feel good stories, right? Like the Papa John's thing, right? He sold his Camaro, right, to get his first pizza shop started.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so stuff like that.
Got to start somewhere.
Or like Glenn Jones when he worked at Jones. That man wired his own cables himself.
Yeah.
And had Jones Intercable, and then he was bought by TCI Cable, which was before Comcast out here, and they bought them. So, yeah, that's wild. The giraffe. I don't know why I must like secretly like giraffes because giraffes come up in our fun facts. Like
they do. They do.
The giraffe has the highest blood pressure in the animal kingdom because its heart pumps hard against gravity to reach its head.
Oh, that makes sense. Can you imagine having a neck that fucking long where your eyes are, where you're looking from, your body is like so far away.
Yeah.
Even if you were just human size, right? So the equivalent. So
yeah,
like I'm like, I don't know, whatever. What would I be, like 10 feet tall, maybe?
Yeah.
So I'm 10 feet tall. I got a 3-foot neck. It's fucking. Studies have suggested that gifted people often have bad handwriting because their brains are working faster than their hands.
You have bad handwriting, dollar?
Well, no. When like like this when I'm writing fast. When I like have a lot of thoughts or I'm trying to get something down really quickly.
True.
It's a mess. But I do take pride in like trying to have good handwriting sometimes.
Yeah.
But I've been told even my best is
Even your best is
it's not that great.
worst. They're like,
it's legible.
They're like,
it's not great.
This is the notes from one of the students, Mr. Dollar. No,
that was me. That was I wrote that to give it to the principal, please.
What was the one I just saw? The Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was shot in just 6 weeks.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
6 weeks, dude.
Bro.
A month and a half. Like
it's so crazy. Maybe because they were time traveling.
Yeah. Oh, so maybe it wasn't 6 weeks.
Yeah, maybe it really wasn't.
It seemed like 6 weeks.
Yeah. Octopus will eat its own arms if it gets really hungry.
That's fucking wild.
Octopus. I wonder, speaking of conspiracy theories, we never did. I never really did ask you that one. But I do wonder, like, octopi seem like they're fucking not from here.
Okay.
Right?
Dollar, you're talking weird now because there's a show on Netflix called Resident Alien. And I've been watching it, and it's only a couple of seasons.
It's on Netflix?
It's fairly new. And so the guy, he crash lands here on Earth, and aliens are octopus.
Whoa.
That's what they're on the show.
Because it seems like it, right?
Yeah.
There's weird as fuck.
Color changing, they're regenerative.
Everything. They're so smart.
Right? They're smart, and they can like move through like things, and they're now they're classified as sentient beings, right? So they have feelings.
I didn't know that. They reclassified them or something like that?
Yeah.
Dude.
Wild.
They are wild. Can you imagine the giant ones? Like, do you think there were, like in all the myths and stuff, these gigantic
Well, there's still there's the giant squid. Those are as big as blue whales.
Right.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine being in the water and seeing a fucking octopus the size of this room.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh, you're fucked. Don't they have a hard beak?
Yeah.
Isn't that how they
That's
actually...
how they eat
Their
crabs.
whole bodies are so soft. Yeah. And then they can just crack a crab right
them,
open.
like just
shelling all and go, shit.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
New fear unlocked.
Yeah.
Giant octopus with a beak.
Those are crazy, crazy animals.
This is the one I was looking for. The role of Bill was initially offered to Pauly Shore for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the same, though.
No, it wouldn't.
Not at all. It wouldn't be taken. It would be... No, sillier is not the right word. I mean, silly in the first place. That's the whole premise. But yeah, it would be very different.
Yeah.
For sure. Blood can appear green underwater. Blood is a weird thing, right? Because they say that inside when it's going through your veins, it's more like a deep bluish, purple, violet kind of color.
Until the oxygen hits it, right?
Yeah, and then the oxygen hits it and it's a bright red.
I don't know. I think it's fucking weird because like if you get cut open, like wide open, you're still everything inside you's red.
But it's because what you're seeing is exposed to the oxygen, right?
Dang, dude.
I know. And then so it's weird that when it's in water, because then it's not surrounded by oxygen.
Yeah, because
it's like changes colors based on what's around it.
Right? Because water has a little bit of oxygen in it.
Sure. But I bet it behaves differently, though, if it's oxygen, like O2, versus the oxygen that's part of H2O. Yeah. I don't know, though.
Remember,
again,
we are not doctors
or scientists.
Yeah.
We need to get the shirts made.
Yes.
We can do both of those. We are not doctors. We are not scientists. We are not experts in anything.
We are not experts
We are two fucking dudes who live in Colorado and like to talk shit. Interrupted sleep can be just as bad for your health as not actually getting any sleep at all. Well, then that makes me just want to say, fuck it. We're going hard.
We're just going to go.
I'll sleep once a week, bro.
Until I'm real tired, so I fucking pass out from exhaustion.
Yeah.
That's going to be good sleep. Then your sleep score is 100%.
I'm going to earn it.
Yeah.
I need to earn it. You know what somebody told me today, a student? Hey, Mr. Talk. I was like, what? What's the deal? And he was like, doesn't he? Doesn't he? And they're like, he does. He does. And I was like, what? You sound just like him. Who? John Cena.
Yes.
I was like,
John Cena.
What? I don't think I sound anything like John Cena.
I don't think so either. No.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's hilarious.
That's a side
These kids don't know.
Side fun fact
These
there
kids
for
don't
you.
know. Because the English language is so complex, every day the average person will create a sentence that has never been said before.
Say that one more time.
No, because then of repeating it.
Shut up.
I got you, dollar. You're trying to get me trapped. And I said, because the English language is so complex, every day the average person will create a sentence that has never been said before. Except for now, I just said it again.
That's unbelievable. This is something I have spent a lot of time thinking about.
Yeah.
Never bothered to Google it. I didn't know it would be knowable.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of those things.
How
that
would it be knowable?
Yeah. Maybe they're making this shit up. Because I always thought, I was like, with all the people that have ever existed, in some form or another, somebody has uttered everything. Like, the odds of you spitting something original out have to be almost none. That's what I've always thought. But now that I'm thinking about it, it probably isn't.
Yeah.
We probably create shit all the time that's never been said, because the same way, look at all the people, find two that are absolutely identical.
Yeah.
You won't.
You won't. You can't. Unless they're twins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, there's doppelgangers, but there's not.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, identical to you.
Yeah. Let's see here. The historical figures recruited by Bill and Ted include Napoleon Bonaparte, Socrates, Joan of Arc, and Billy the Kid, among others.
Yeah, Genghis Khan was one of the famous ones too, because I always remember that one because when he was in the sports store, and he was going crazy with the baseball bats and stuff like that.
Yeah. Dude, sorry to do two in a row. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure budget was $10 million.
Yeah. 6 weeks and $10 million.
Now that I'm thinking about that, I was like, damn, 6 weeks, that's amazing. Now I'm like, damn, y'all spent $10 million in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of fucking money.
The Riddance of Evil, the book that Missy uses to send Bill and Ted to hell, is actually a redressed copy of a Stephen King short story collection called 4 Past Midnight. She opens it to a page in the story, The Secret Window, The Secret Garden, which can be read clearly in a few frames in the movie.
Whoa. What?
That's wild.
That is really wild. Eating tomatoes helps prevent sunburn.
So Italians are just impervious to the sun.
Yeah. Are Italians generally have a little bit more melanin than the average European? No, because it's the furthest south,
Yeah,
right?
it is the furthest south.
It's the furthest south. That makes sense.
Yeah, because Romans, right? They were a little darker, right?
Probably.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I know, dude. I should eat more tomatoes because I fucking fry. There's no in between, dude.
It's the red beard. You're never gonna tan dollar.
I'm screwed,
ever.
right? My people are from. It's fucking dark every day, dark and rainy.
So we're talking about handwriting.
Yeah,
and it being bad. Sloppy handwriting by doctors is responsible for over 7,000 deaths a year.
Whoa.
You fuck up on a chart, right? You fuck a chart up, or maybe you fuck a prescription up. Oh my God, dude.
You don't think about that. And everybody's like, well, it's not that many. There's a lot of doctors. 7,000 people died because of your shitty signature.
Yeah.
Shitty handwriting. Not signature, actually.
Yeah.
It's probably the handwriting. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's really crazy. What do you think that is? That's like pharmaceutical writing a...
It's a course. They have to take a course now on handwriting.
Analyze all the different crazy doctors' handwriting. We were talking about that with signatures today. A student came in and wanted to show me his signature.
Yeah.
It's an odd thing, right?
When did you develop your signature, dollar?
Probably early 20s or a little before. Late teens, early 20s. When you start signing shit.
Yeah.
When you have to sign important things.
Yeah.
You don't sign much important shit when you're 15.
my social security card that I have now, obviously it was when I was fucking teenager, I think, or something like that. And signature is stupid, dude. It's actual cursive, every word.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so it's Michael Pierce. Every word you could see visible.
Yeah.
And so now my signature is pretty just the
yep.
an M, a visible M and a visible P and scribbles.
Same. Even mine is not fully visible though. But mine's irritating because anything I do, when I do something official like the house or whatever, when you have to sign all that shit,
yeah,
I have to sign Anthony. You have to sign your full name, and I always sign Tony Dollar or whatever. Yeah. So it's so irritating. In fact, I remember fucking it up.
That's not my signature. Sorry, that's somebody else's signature.
Damn it. Yeah, I don't usually sign like that. Because they tell you have to put your full name on that.
Yeah.
Isn't all that shit crazy how we own shit and like you have to sign for it? There's all these pieces of paper that say we own different shit.
Yeah.
And it's super official. And if you fuck up certain things that are invisible, like credit cards, right? The money.
Yeah.
Like if you fuck that up really bad and you screw up your credit, then you can't get the things that on paper it says you had when really you don't even have them because you owe some fucking bank a bunch of money because they actually own it. Technically, if some shit goes down, it's theirs. What the hell, bro? I want to go back to the time of cavemen. Well, no. Sorry, I'm kidding, God. That's just a joke.
Zap.
since we're traveling through time, that could happen. So, just want to be clear.
This one here, since it's March Madness in the future, in the past. Since the tournament was expanded to 64 teams, number one seeds have one loss record of 454 to 114. And that's a winning percentage of 79.8%.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even in our bracket, like when I was picking, and I had I picked one 9 seed over an 8 seed, and then it started giving a pop up. There was like, what was that? Something floating just came off my fingers. It's a bug in here. They're listening to us, Pierce.
Oh, jeez.
They're listening.
The future.
Yeah. What was the one? I was just looking at the Nintendo one. Yeah. 1 in 3 Americans. Where the hell did that go? Why can't I find it?
There's a lot of facts on here.
There is a lot of fun facts in here. I don't remember, but it was like in the 90s. I think it was something like that. In the 90s, 1 in 3 people had a Nintendo.
Yeah.
Bro, I have to get something. My classic stopped working.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
dang.
something happened to it. There's a lot of kids floating around here. So
My original Nintendo is still working like a champ.
Original Nintendo.
Yeah.
Not the classic.
The actual Nintendo.
Ironically, not the classic, even though it is the classic.
Yeah, the actual box.
Whoa, and
and Super
works?
Nintendo. And Super Nintendo still works. So I have both.
Those are fun, dude. I love that Yoshi. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Super Mario World.
Yep.
All that shit.
Mario 3, the best Mario.
That's the raccoon and all that. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Mario 3 is
100%.
the best Mario.
I oftentimes will say the first one's the best, but it's only because I'm better at it.
Yeah.
I've never beat 3. Have you beat 3?
Long time ago.
Really?
Long time ago,
it takes forever.
Yeah, it's a long time.
How many levels are in Super Mario 3? It's like 1 billion.
Yeah.
It's like so many.
But that's the best, right? You're like flying.
I know.
The raccoon.
Why did they should make all games like
all
that? I know
stuff,
people want to beat them, but it's so cool to just new world. Every time you're like, I think this might be it, and then you're like, holy shit, there's this whole other crazy world, and it's totally different and fun. And
or the games that I never beat when I was a kid that made me so frustrated was Ninja Gaiden.
I remember you talked about it.
I can't beat that game.
I know. I never got that into it, but I never did get at it.
Or Contra.
Impossible.
Even with the cheat code. Even with the 99 life cheat code, you're not beating Contra, dude.
No, it's too hard. There's people who beat it, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You imagine they just made a mathematically impossible game.
Yeah.
There's no way to
There's no way to beat this.
Yeah.
You can't beat this game.
But they don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
The hardest game you've ever played.
Like, damn, dude.
Meanwhile, nobody ever fucking beats it.
Yeah.
Ever.
This one right here. Cheese can be stored at the bank in Italy as collateral. The producers of Parmesan cheese can store their product in bank vaults at a cheese bank called Credito Emiliano as part of their banking scheme that accepts the expensive cheese as collateral for loans.
Unbelievable. Priorities, I guess. Cheese is super valuable. It's probably better than our cheese, though. That's probably for sure. American cheese? Oh my God, bro. What the hell is that? Your dog probably dreams about you. According to researchers, dogs likely dream about their owners' faces, smells, and pleasant experiences that they've had with them. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, dude, Zoe. She's been struggling lately, man. Getting so old.
Get up there, dude. Yeah.
She really is.
Let's see here. The American Gaming Association surveyed projected $10.4 billion will be wagered on NCAA men's basketball tournaments, including office pools.
I saw that one. I remember.
That's so much money, dude.
It's crazy how. What do you think the drive is for people to gamble? Why do we do that shit?
I don't know.
Why do people like to gamble?
I don't know.
It is such a thing.
Because it's the risk versus reward, right? You're like, it's a little bit, and I'll get all this.
It's kind of in our DNA, I guess.
And I'll get all this. I give you a little bit of this, and I'll get all this.
Right. But then our brain plays some weird trick that if you keep not getting it, you're convinced it's coming.
It's coming. It's my
coming.
turn.
It's going to make up for all of it.
Yeah.
Never bothering to be logical, add up the numbers and be like, dude, it's getting less and less likely that I'm going to get all the money back. I'm going to have to walk away at some point in the negative. But people don't. People have such a fucking problem. It can't stop.
I'm not a big gambler. Like even when it comes like in like Black Hawk, going up to the hill, or Vegas, anything like that, it's just like I'm not gonna waste my money. I'm not gonna win.
Boat.
If I go, I'll play like some penny slots. Just hang out at the penny slots. Get some free drinks, hanging out.
Even nickels.
Hanging out to Mildred and Betty next to me. On the penny slots. But no, I
get those shitty free drinks.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Gambling's never really been a thing. Like even sports betting. I remember there was one time, like I remember my friend Justin, he had, when the sports betting apps came about here in Colorado, and it was like, you get a referral, you for your friend, you get, $20 free in gambling money. You just got to post $100 and then you get $24 and stuff like that. And so I remember, and it was like the no cost gambling. If you lose your first 2 bets, we'll reimburse you. I was like, all right. I was like, mathematically, that's not necessarily gambling. So if I fuck it up, I'll just get money back. So, all right, cool, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And so I put $100 in, and that was my last $100 that I ever put in like a betting app, dude. Because I lost all the $100. And so I'm like, all right, I'm not good at this gambling shit.
Yep. You know my story.
Yeah.
Your uncle. I had a shit ton of quarters.
Yeah.
I don't even know how much I had. It was a lot. My uncle took every quarter I had, and to this day, don't know how he did it. He was flipping quarters. He had some trick the way he was flipping it or something. Because I was watching so carefully, and I was like, "How is he winning every single quarter?" Didn't win one, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't. There was no like, "Oh, thank God, I got one." Nope, every quarter, and they were my quarters. They were just my quarters, and he was like, "Hey, let's flip for him," and I was like,
"Not your quarters anymore."
And it wasn't even like that. He was like so nice. We're like, hey, we're playing a game. Oh, sucks for you.
Sucks for you.
Damn, you lost. We should play again sometime. I'm like, wait. Can we play with those quarters now?
Yeah. Well,
can I flip one this time?
What quarters are you going to play with then? Oh.
It was like that growing up, man. And from my uncles and all that. I told you we'd play basketball games and they just drive me into the fucking dirt. Which is hilarious to say. That show talks about my house. Like we were playing basketball, and then on the side of the driveway was like this big dirt area, and they just eat shit in it, and they didn't even care. They were out taking the ball out, like up, no foul, get up,
no blood, no foul,
get up and back there, and they would just toss the F word around.
Yeah,
fucking that. Not fuck. The other one, that one, just calling me that. Like it was normal. It was standard. That's just what they did. You think about generations, how much they've changed. Kids dude. Nowadays.
Yeah.
Bro, they're so soft.
Yeah. Like when I started playing basketball and when I started getting old enough to beat my dad in basketball, I remember we used to have like the coaches versus the players games.
Hell yeah.
And so my dad didn't want to guard me anymore. So he had my Uncle Dave guard me.
Was he bigger than your dad?
Yeah, my Uncle Dave was way bigger than my dad. And it was just like, I'm not going anywhere. Like my Uncle Dave, not only, was just a big dude, but he also had like that super strength.
Old man strength.
Yeah, the old man strength. And you were just like, I just remember being able to not do anything. I'd have to bring him out in order for me to get like close to the hoop. Because he would just stay down there and just couldn't get around him.
Old man strength is real, dude.
It is.
It really is.
We have that.
We're starting to get it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So the grip, it feels like from the time you're 15 to the time you're in your 40s, your grip is so different.
Not only the grip, like your feet, like why the fuck are we so firmly planted to the ground now, dog? Like we were planted to the ground, dude. Like I remember as a kid, I could just be pushed around, right?
Yeah,
but now, like nobody's fucking moving me.
Yeah,
dude.
like a tree.
Yeah,
bro. Good luck.
Like I remember playing at 24 Hour Fitness like a couple years ago, and I was getting this, I was boxing out this kid, and he was like, "Fuck, dude!" He's like, "I can't get around you, bro."
Yeah,
and he was like,
I think is that the story you told on the pod? You were like, "You need to do more squats."
Yeah, you need to do more squats, bro. But yeah, he's like, "I can't get around you, man." Like, I felt like my feet were just like.
I know that's true. It's true. And you remember, like, I remember being 15 and shaking, like, my grandfather's hand or my uncle's hand or something. And you're just like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'll never be like that. Like, that's crazy. They're like a different kind of thing. They're part gorilla, bro. Like something. Like, they're fucking strong.
Fucking large fingers and everything like that, too, dude.
Yeah. And now I look at my hands compared to younger people sometimes, and I'm like, they are. They're just big old fucking rough, dry, crusty ass hands. Fucking open every jar for everybody.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Yeah. That's a nice thing.
Yeah.
That is a good thing. Also groceries, right? Carrying.
Yeah. Getting the...
Yeah, 48
all of them.
bags.
Yeah.
Fucking
no second trips.
I saw a video of a dude who was shopping on a bike, and it was somebody in their car like filmed him with their phone or whatever. Look at this fucking guy, and he's like super athletic, dude, and he's like loading himself up with grocery bags, dude, like everywhere. He had him around his neck. He had him hanging off his arms. He had him around his like upper torso, around his waist. He had some on his legs, and he had a fucking scooter. It was the funniest shit. It took him 20 minutes to get them all on. And in fact, he walked over to the guy's game and was, hey, you guys filming or whatever? Hey, can you help? Can you attach that? And he had those little, what are those mountain climber clip?
Oh, yeah, the
carabiners.
Carabiners,
Yeah. So he had those all over him, you know, and he's just clipped up. And then eventually he just gets on his little scooter and just, whoo, rides off. You're like, this guy, I hope you don't wipe out, dude. Can you imagine the wipe out? And I couldn't help but notice, if I was going to be that crazy and do that, I would double bag everything.
Oh,
that's the last thing you want is one bag just fucking splitting open where, oh shit, you hit a bump.
And then you got to try to like pick it up with all the bags like on you and trying to pick those up with all those bags on you. No, you're unloading again.
Yeah, if you wipe
up.
out, you just wasted your grocery money. A big chunk of it, I'm sure. Depends on what you bought.
Yeah.
If you bought anything that's like a jar, it's fucked. It's gonna crack open. A lot of people riding scooters nowadays. It's a thing.
Powered scooters, a little like zipping around, dude.
Yeah. I have a teacher I teach with. She rides a scooter every day. One day I didn't want to say anything, but I noticed grass stains on her knees one morning.
Oh,
I know. She's a sweetheart
she hit
too.
that chunk of concrete. Remember when you were a kid and you were riding your skateboard?
Yeah.
Right? And you were like, tick, 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 and there was that one piece of concrete that was this barely up higher.
Yeah.
It was
just too much physics.
Just gone.
Propelled you forward. I think that's what happened to her.
Aww.
I know. And before that, somebody stole her scooter. So this was, I don't know if this is a new one or I think it was one of those Denver ones, the green ones.
No, the lime sort of.
Yeah,
the lime
called.
things, yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of people ride them. I feel like hell no. I don't trust drivers as it is, and when I'm in a car, you know what I mean. Like people freak me out the way that they drive. People drive so stupid.
Me and Tyson, when we went to Indianapolis one year to watch the Duke game, we were like, "Fuck!" We took an Uber to Bankers Field House. That's where the Pacers play because that's where the Duke game was playing, and that was the year that Zion was playing for Duke.
Oh.
And that was the year that we beat Kentucky by like 50 points.
Yes,
it was like
I do remember that.
And so, and I got real sauced up because not only that, like the tickets that we bought were like the VIP package tickets. So we had unlimited food and drinks. And so I'm just drinking like crazy. And Lexington's not that far from Indianapolis. So it was like a home game for Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
So many fans there. And like people are leaving by halftime. And I'm just like, where are you guys going? Still got another half.
Yeah.
And Tyson's laughing at me, but at the end of the night, it was so fucking busy, dude, right? Because we stayed for the whole thing because we were excited. We're just fucking, Duke just murdered Kentucky. And we're like, fuck, we're never going to get an Uber, bro. And so we saw those little scooters, and this is like when they were just like coming out. And we're like, let's take these scooters, man. And we got on these scooters. We were zipping through Indianapolis.
Fucking drunk.
Not knowing where we're going, dude. Like, even like we were riding and he was like, Mikey.
Where are we going?
And by the way, he's the only person that calls me Mikey.
Yeah.
And that gets away with it.
Yeah.
But he's like, Mikey, where are we going, bro? And I was like, I don't know. I thought
you knew.
where we were going. I was like, we're side by side here. I was just wherever you were turning. Like I was.
That sounds so fun, though.
Yeah,
bro.
So
having some drinks.
Yeah.
After the game, celebrating, just riding, wind in your hair.
Yeah.
Hell
just
yeah.
riding through Indianapolis, dude, and it was like not knowing where we were and like trying to like look at a phone as you're riding a scooter. Like.
Yeah. Where'd you end up? Where'd you go?
We went back. We finally like saw some like familiar like sites because we had toured around the city too. We went to the Indianapolis 500. We went to the Brickyard out there, and we saw like all that stuff.
Did you see a race or anything? Or
no.
Oh, yeah.
We got to go in the
cool,
Brickyard, and we got to kiss the bricks.
Whoa.
And so they, like
is that
whenever,
a tradition?
Yeah. So like whenever somebody wins the Indy 500, they kiss the bricks.
Oh, right.
And so we did that too. And so
Get a little picture.
yeah, we all got pictures of that. But we saw something familiar, and they were like, "Oh, the hotel's over there." So that's how we got to.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Adventures in other cities are fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just business trips or whatever. You end up somewhere and you're just
Yeah.
like, man, it's so neat to get outside of where you live.
Yeah.
Have you traveled a lot? That's something I should have asked you.
Yeah, I travel a lot.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
Where's some of the places you've been, or some of the places maybe that stand out or you like the most?
I mean, I've been to China. I've been to
I know
Mexico.
that. Yeah.
Been to Canada. Been to Spain. Been to.
What'd you think of Spain?
That was when I was like 18ish.
Oh, okay.
And so it was a while ago, but it's chill, right? It's siestas and like and Europe. I've also been to Greece. Europe leads a different lifestyle, dude. They're like I said, I think I'm European in heart because they're chilled, they're laid back. It's not the hustle and bustle like out here, in the United States where everything's everyone's on the hustle, right? Everyone's trying to get the next thing and do this and better themselves. Out there, they are content with where they're at,
right,
in life.
Yeah,
and it's just, I don't know. It's just, it's easy out there.
Yeah, interesting. That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah.
We have a teacher who's from Spain, but she says it all the time. She's like,
She says that too?
Americans. At the same time, when you get on social media, you see those comparisons, those labels of foods and shit.
Yep.
It's like American label. It's like so long, all the crazy ingredients you can't pronounce.
Yep.
And then you look at European ingredients, and it's like a third of the length, and you know what everything is on the list.
Yeah, things are obviously
is
things
that?
are. I don't know. Well, it's capitalism dollar because the longer we can keep things on the shelf, the more we can produce.
Is it just because we don't have regulations in place to stop all that shit?
No,
Because
we
I
do.
think they probably do.
Yeah, they do, but like we like chemicals out here. Again, like I said, capitalism, right? We're trying to preserve the food and keep them on the
Efficiency.
shelves as long as we can, right? And sell the product.
Efficiency, profits.
Yeah, but no, like out there, I was actually again having the same conversation with a friend, and we were talking like about they live a different life when they're out there. They're shopping for groceries like every day. Like they'll go to the grocery store,
Buy fresh stuff.
and get fresh stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because they're again here in America, everything's big. We have big houses, we have big yards, stuff like that. Over there, not the same. They don't have full ass kitchens like we do. Islands, right? They don't have islands like we do and everything like that. They have smaller kitchens, smaller ovens, smaller refrigerators. So like essential stuff is in there, but other than that, they're buying fresh stuff and they're eating. They're making dinner for that night. Things like that, or going out, right? To a local.
That's the other thing.
spot.
It seems like meals are a thing that you share with family and friends and stuff, but also it's a thing. Like we prepare the food, we sit down, we eat it in good company, we take our time eating it, then we finish up or whatever. Whereas in America, it's all the drive-throughs, right? And we're all working insane hours.
And
That's
they
the
eat
other
late.
thing.
That's the other thing too. I noticed when we were out there, they eat dinner late, bro. Like here, after you get off work, it's like 6:30, like that does us.
Yeah, we eat at 7 usually.
But no, they're like $9 dinner. Eating dinner out there, 9:00.
And that's not supposed to be good for you, but it maybe goes to show that the time you're eating has less impact when you have super healthy food.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing that's always messed me up is pasta, and I've never tried it. I've never been to Europe, so I haven't tried it in Europe. But Mai has been finding really good pastas lately that are like super healthy and don't have any negative impact at all when you eat them. So, yeah, we could take something from the Europeans. I just want to know what it is. Like America is such a crazy place. When you look at every other country in the world, like, it is a really weird place.
Again, we were talking about being in Spain. Like I was like, well, what's their healthcare? Universal healthcare out there, like 99.9% of everybody's covered.
I know.
Out there.
I watched my poor coworker trying to sort it out. It's got some back issues.
Yeah.
And just trying to get it figured out is a nightmare.
Yeah.
She ended up just going back to Spain over our winter break.
Yeah.
just because she was like, it's just easier to go home and deal with this because everything's taken care of. I don't have to worry about it. Here, I'm like looking through my plan and like trying to figure out what doctor and how do I.
Yep. Specialist, and I have to get an opinion from this person in order for this to go.
I have to say, I am so disappointed in our medical system, man. I know we've talked about it before and pharmaceutical companies and all that, but I have a friend who's going through something who has found out they have cancer. Ugh. Bro, they can't get appointments. People are saying their insurance doesn't work here. Yeah. And then when they do get an appointment, it's like 3 months away. Just to get the ball rolling, they just found out it's cancer, and now they're like in 3 months. And she had to go in at midnight, bro. She had to go in at midnight. That's a heavy note to end things on, but it's disappointing because it probably isn't like that in Europe. Yeah, you know.
Hopefully, we get our shit together 200 years from now.
Yeah, where we are now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up, and then we're heading back to 2024. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. If you're hearing this right now, Tony's in the Philippines. Yeah. Chillaxing.
And Mike is wandering the earth by himself. Alone without Tony.
You're never alone, Pierce.
With that dollar, it is a wrap. Cheers.
Cheers.